things may come my way, trials and problems every day, then I go to Him and pray for courage to obey. A follower of Christ, that's what I want to be. A follower of Christ, wherever He leads me. A follower of Christ throughout eternity. A follower of Christ. A follower of Christ throughout eternity. A follower of Christ.
Amidst a hustling, clamoring world, it's sometimes hard to hear the voice of God speaking to my soul. But in my quiet time alone, when I approach His holy throne, His tender words fall gently on my ear. He still speaks. I know His voice. Sweeter sounds never heard by mortal ear. And to think that God, by His own choice, would speak to me, it makes me rejoice. He still speaks. I know His voice.
There are so many who still doubt that God can speak today. They laugh and mock when we say we've heard from God. Yet the still small voice of God is heard above the doubters of this world. His timeless words ring out with hope today.
He still speaks. I know His voice. Sweeter sounds never heard by mortal ear. And to think that God, by His own choice, would speak to me, it makes me rejoice. He still speaks. He still speaks. He still speaks. I know His voice.
I know His voice. Do you know His voice this morning? Good morning and welcome to the breakfast hour. We are happy We are happy to be here this morning. How are you
Yes,
doing?
we are. I'm well. I'm well. It's a brand new day right here
It
in Grand
is.
Cayman.
It
And
is.
we're saying welcome, welcome to all our listeners, whichever medium you're listening on, or media
Yeah.
you're listening on.
Yes.
It's welcome to the breakfast hour.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we do have persons who are listening on radio
On
as
radio,
well.
on-
There are persons who are not seeing us,
Not
but
seeing
they are
us, but
hearing
they're
us.
hearing us.
I would say
Yes,
good morning. Did you hear Marlon singing yesterday? And so, because you heard him singing yesterday, you decided that you had to tune in live. You had to go on YouTube so that you could see who this singer is,
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
sure.
I'm no singer. I'm a bathroom singer.
Welcome to
Yes,
the breakfast hour. Yes,
and
and
we have a jam-packed program for you this morning.
yes, it's
Yes.
gonna be amazing, and we always have something interesting and exciting
And
to
today
share.
is a Wednesday. Yes.
It is Hump Day.
Ah,
I needed to remind you that it is also called Hump Day,
Yes.
simply because you are right there in the middle of the
week.
the
Yes.
work week, and so having started Monday on a high,
on a high. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You
Yes.
gradually get there.
right,
And you
and
get
then
to
now it's
the-
right in
right
the
at the
center.
top, yes.
Yes. And it's now time to wind down,
down.
as we come to the end of the
so the
work.
high energy is gonna, peace
Yeah,
down. And then
yeah.
we're gonna have to work hard to get you energized for the weekend.
Exactly.
Yes, for you to look forward to our karaoke on
Yes,
Saturday.
of course. Of
Yes.
course. But of course, we're going to start with the man himself, K. Anthony, as he
Exactly.
makes us all feel
Oh,
welcome.
and
Yes.
high energy. Get us going for the
Yes,
day.
ready to start
Yes.
the day.
K. Anthony.
Yeah. One day I'll be able to sing like him, I'll be able to sing and have all that energy going.
Yes. Yes.
I'm working on it. I am.
It's practice, just like that other thing you're working on.
Yes.
Yes. I'm alive. K. Anthony.
First thing in the morning, I give thanks for another day. I smile, though I don't have no money. I won't let that faze me, 'cause I'm so grateful for life and another chance. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life, gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive, in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah, gonna live like there's no tomorrow. Hey, 'cause today is all I have. Ha. Work hard every day for me and my family. It's rough, but I gotta make it. Right now, can't hesitate. My time will come, and I'll be a better man. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life, gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive, in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah, gonna live like there's no tomorrow.
today is all we have, and we are certainly excited that we are. Um,
We're having a wonderful time here. We're going to have a wonderful time right here on the Breakfast Hour.
we have already
Started.
started out on
Yes.
good footing.
Good footing, yes. And we need to
Yeah.
have a good footing because today we need to talk about what today is in terms of around the world, yes. And one thing I'm seeing is that today is Forgiveness Day. Yes, so we need to, whatever we would have had, you look at your friends, it's Forgiveness Day. So we're going to talk about that.
It's hard
to
though.
forgive.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
Because sometimes too, the hurt cuts deep.
Deep. Yes.
Right, and sometimes it's in a tangible way that you can see it. It could be a scar
Yes.
that you look at every time, and you realize that it's some, a chop you get.
When we get deeper into it, we may just even for one day forgive the person, even for one moment, and see what happens.
It was Emil Maxey, one of our guests here, who said forgiveness is actually a gift you give yourself.
Yourself, yes.
It's a gift you give yourself.
Yourself.
You have to just let go, and certainly there are times when people will hurt you.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's intentional,
Yes.
sometimes it's not
And
intentionally.
it takes a whole burden
Yes.
off you.
And sometimes
forgiving.
we hurt persons too.
Yes.
Sometimes what we say or what we don't say. You don't remember a special day or a
yes.
special time.
Let's try to
And
forgive
you're like, I
you.
can't imagine how could you of all persons, how do
could
you forget?
Forget all of that.
Yeah.
Let us try to forgive.
Let us try.
Remember to forgive me for all that I've done, sins that I've committed. Yes. Okay. So that's one of the things that we could discuss. The next thing I'm seeing is our shopping and our use of shopping. Let's stick with shopping. Has become easier because there's a thing called the barcode. So it's a National Barcode Day as well. So
Yeah,
could
we have
look
a
at that.
lot of
We have
things
a lot of things
to discuss.
Yes.
But before we do that, let's get into our devotional, and a word from our sponsors.
Correct.
Take it from me, Laska Food Drink is the best nutrition for the whole family. It provides protein, which keeps us healthy, and calcium, great for building strong bones and teeth. Laska Food Drink has vitamins A and C, which helps to prevent illnesses. I think that's what they call protecting the immune system. I'm never short on energy since it's fortified with iron. Nutrition never tasted so good.
Lasco Food Drink. Good, healthy.
Put aside in the meantime.
Let's go food drink.
Of
Yes.
course. Yeah, and I noticed that it's also just before we get into our devotional.
Right.
So that you can all get yourself geared up. It's also World Drug Day,
Drug Day.
National Stitch Day.
Stitch. I mean, stitch. I mean, stitching came from the people with the wheel and that kind of stitching. And
We're gonna find out all about
it. Yes.
That Stitch World Refrigeration Day.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
National.
what would we have been doing without the refrigerator now?
Boy, you're
Just
spoiled.
like
Everybody's spoiled because
just like
what
the
do you
color
think?
television,
The
yeah.
first thing that comes to my mind is ice cream,
Ice cream. In fact,
gelato, pistachio with
oh my.
coconut.
So like you're reminding somebody about something. We won't say anything. Leave it right there.
Don't call our name.
No
I just said something.
Something. Leave
yes.
it there.
Yeah, but our devotional is ready.
It's ready.
It's
Okay.
ready.
So right to Susan.
Yes.
Good morning. This is day 26. They feared exceedingly and said to one another, "Who can this be, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" Mark chapter 4, verse 41. A perfect storm written by Dennis Fisher. In his book, A Perfect Storm, author Sebastian Junger reports astonishing facts about the power of a hurricane. A mature hurricane is by far the most powerful event on Earth. The combined nuclear arsenals of the United States and the former Soviet Union don't contain enough energy to keep a hurricane going for one day. A typical hurricane could provide all the electric power needed by the United States for 3 or 4 years. Seafarers encounter diverse weather conditions, but those who experience a severe storm have one emotion in common: fear. Mark 4 verses 35 to 41 records a gale that threatened the boat carrying Jesus and his disciples on the Sea of Galilee. In a panic, the disciples awakened Jesus. He calmly rebuked the wind and sea by saying, "Peace, be still." Literally, hush. As if he were quieting an agitated child. Immediately, the gale stopped and the water became inexplicably placid. The disciples asked, "Who can this be that even the wind and the sea obey him?" Do you feel as if your life's circumstances are a mighty storm? Look to the God-man, Jesus Christ, who has authority over heaven and earth. He will give you the strength to survive the storm until he ultimately calms it. Our loving God is always near and forever by our side. He will bring us comfort in our fear and peace that will abide. Our quote this morning reads, "When we trust the power of God, his peace keeps us from panic." End quote.
Indeed, his peace keeps us from panic. I love that devotional this morning and the fact that it makes a comparison to a storm. We sit here and we have been talking about the hurricane
season, yes.
And we remind the listeners each time to be prepared. And of course, this devotional tells us how powerful a hurricane is, that we can't even contain the strength of a full blast hurricane.
Yes, and it's also speaking about the storms that would engulf or encompass our lives.
Yes.
And how is it that we would, rely on God.
Yes.
To carry us through.
Yes.
That path. So in the Bible it speaks about Jesus saying, "Calm the sea." And
Yes.
it's calming, and it went calm.
Yes.
So he can calm whatever trials or tribulations that's going through your life at the time.
Man.
Just give him the chance to calm.
It's such a powerful, very powerful devotional this morning. Whatever the storm of life, whatever it is that you are facing, can you imagine you know how to calm that storm?
Yes.
It's not within you, but you reach outside yourself and said, "God, the winds and the waves, everything is just threatening to just come in my boat and I'm about to sink." So
he just says, "Peace, be still."
Peace. And we all need to hear that. We talk about Hump Day, Wednesday, and we are here, and it's the peak of the week, and it could be the peak of the stress.
Yes.
It could be that you have so much going on that you don't know how to find your way.
Your own peace.
Yeah, the storm and the waves just bumping like this.
Yesterday we spoke about reaching out. That was a devotional yesterday about reaching.
These are
Yes.
indeed
Timely.
amazing and
Yes.
timely. We really need this encouragement, and I hope that you are being encouraged. If you are tuned in on any one of our channels, I'm just reminding the viewers that we are streaming on our channel Flashpoint TV as well as Flashpoint Media. If you have not subscribed to the Flashpoint TV, please go ahead and subscribe so that you'll be notified. What we're trying to do is to streamline our programs.
Yes.
So that everybody can
who
find
your own niche you can find and look at your niche or whatever. So we are
Yes.
trying to cater for each sector of persons that watch Flashpoint Media in general.
Yes.
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 So we are on Flashpoint TV. We are on Flashpoint Media. We are. I'm not sure if we're on.
We have Flashpoint Media Ministry too, which is another channel.
We are on
www.flashpointmedia.ky.
So you can Bluetooth that straight to your car radio and continue to listen to us while you go to work. We're on Facebook.
Yes.
So you have so many with Instagram. We're coming with all of them, all the platforms that we can, so that we are catering to all.
Everybody can get a piece of the good thing. But it's time for our signal so that persons know that it's not time to pull the sheets over and relax and stretch out for another hour. No, it's not that time.
Right.
It's
so
not.
we'll hear a word from our sponsors to give us the time signal.
Lasco 1 and Up now has ARA, DHA, and prebiotics. It's the new, smarter formula. The time by Lasco 1 and Up is...
It's 7:03 right here in Grand Cayman. And it's 6:03 if you're up there in Edmonton, Canada. And you can tell me what it is for you, where you are.
What it is, what's the feeling like in your neck of the woods?
Neck of the woods. And we also need to let individuals know what's happening locally with the weather. So I am going to ask M&M Construction to just remind us, you know, why we are needed to tell the weather so that you can know. You know, guys, if you need to check your roof out and stuff, you need to give M&M Construction a call so that we can make sure that you're safe for the season. Yes.
Looking to build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
Yes, and thank you to M&M Construction. And the forecast for today is it's predicted to have thunder showers this morning. When I was coming in, it seemed a bit overcast on the outside.
Yes.
And in the afternoon, we're expected thunder showers. In the evening, thunder showers. In the night, thunder showers.
It's a thundering day.
Yes. And the east, we have knots coming out the east of 5 to 10 knots and slight wave height of 1 to 3 feet. So it's not as high as last week. And the weather is from our courtesy of Cayman National Weather Service. We have a minimum of about 78 degrees today. Should be a little bit cooler, and up to a maximum of 89 degrees Fahrenheit. But remember, it's the humidity that causes us to be extremely hot right here.
It is.
And if you're one who is interested in the sunset this afternoon is going to be at 6 minutes past 7. So we're already in the longer days period right now.
You
more
say
sunlight.
If persons are interested in the sunset, there are a whole lot of people. If you should go by Governor's Beach
Yes.
in the afternoon. Around sunset time, you see persons hastily driving up, and they are catching the
just
sunset.
to catch the sun.
Some come with their mats and a glass of wine, and they're sitting on the sand and they're watching the sunset. Persons
Just
get their devices out and they're capturing the sunset.
Catch that nice photograph as
Yeah.
the sun hits the horizon and disappears.
Yes, it's
Yes.
beautiful.
Wonder where it goes.
Don't go chasing the sunset, okay? Don't go. I want to catch it. I want to see where it goes.
Yes.
No,
Don't go chasing after the sunset.
Don't go chasing after the
Yes.
sunset. Nature indeed tells of the greatness of God. Each time you get a chance to just pause for a moment and look around you. Sunset is a beautiful sunrise and sunset.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes. I mean, weather has come such a far way in terms of radar and being able to predict and forecast what is going to happen. Back then, persons probably used to come out and look up and say, okay, it's
And
going
they
to
did
rain.
good. They did good.
Yes, they did
We spoke
extremely
about
well.
the sundial last week and the fact that you know how the shadow falls.
Yes.
And that tells you what time of day it is.
Yes.
You know what happened to us? We have gotten so busy with life that we don't see the clues that are around us.
Yes.
When you see the ants going, you know that rain is going to
rain
fall.
is coming
the
that
bird
time.
going. We are
Yes.
out of touch with nature. But nature does tell us these things. Apart from these devices and people flying into storms, and there are things around us
yes.
that gives us a clue.
And the seafarers.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, when they're out on sea, they would feel certain temperatures and certain things and the waves, and they could tell back then what is happening, and they would not venture out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we have come a far, far way.
The farther we come, the further we really go. Because we have come so advanced so that we are so much less in touch with nature.
The technological age that we are in.
Yes, the technology.
Yes.
So we are not sensing the natural things around us to let us know, because we are so busy into
the technology. Let's see what's going to happen when we have that generational gap discussion.
Yes, that is going to be something to look forward to.
Yes.
So before the break, we started to touch on the things that are celebrated today.
Yeah, but before we run back to that, I want to let the viewers and listeners know that we have Dr. K coming in the house today. So if you want to run away, don't stay with us. Dr. K is coming.
Yes, get your notes ready and notepads ready to get some information, because we want to take care of your health.
Yes.
Yesterday we spoke about your financial health and retirement, and I got a few persons who told me that they did enjoy the discussion.
Yes.
Yesterday they enjoyed that presentation
they were
from
booming
Richard.
sending in messages along the way.
Yes. So what is celebrated today? You had touched on some
Forgiveness Day.
I want to hear more about the Forgiveness Day.
I mean, today is June 26th and it is celebrated on this day, right? And it's not to be confused with Global Forgiveness Day. So that's another thing.
Yes.
And that is celebrated on the 7th of July. So there's another
Why would we celebrate Forgiveness Day?
Okay, it's actually a shoot off from, and it came about in about 1994, I think I'm seeing. Yeah, it was established in line with Christianity's teaching and forgiveness. That's how it came about. That we should forgive all those who trespass against us. But also in the secular world, forgiveness means different things to different people. And today is the day we should shed those grievances and grudges and forgive those who have done us wrong. They kind of lighten the burden on yourself. As we had said before, forgiveness is about you. Having to lighten the load. And when you forgive someone, the load, you actually feel a burden coming off. So we need to get rid of the anger, get rid of the hurt. It's burdening you down. Try to forgive that person.
I'm here
and it
thinking,
says from the Bible to the Quran, there are specific stories and
Yes.
teachings in the Bible that speaks about forgiveness. So Christ forgave us many years ago. So what's wrong with if it's even taking one day?
sometimes we think that, we are in the right and the other person deserve our anger. And because you are the right person, we don't think that we need to forgive somebody for hurting us. And so as I think this morning, I want to personally practice that principle. Not just say the Bible verse, forgive those that trespass against us. We repeat these passages and we don't really think about what they mean.
Yes.
But I want to be a forgiving and today specifically, not just for today,
Yes.
but it's a gift to give yourself, even if you feel that that person need to ask me for forgiveness.
That person needs to pay for what they have done.
Yes,
So even if it's one day,
it's a
let
start.
it go. It's a start. Let it go.
It's a start. Let
Yes.
it go. Let it go.
Another one we came up with was Barcode Day.
Yes.
International history and the barcode. They made already.
It's not the mark of the beast. Okay, guys. I mean, I remember the days when they said when the barcode was coming in, they said that could be
the mark of the beast. Yes.
No.
So what? It's basically the scan you can use in the grocery store.
Yes.
And I mean, it's not just the grocery store. I mean, it's on in the clothing store, retail store, wherever. It's the barcode.
Yes.
So it made our life much easier. So you can go in and scan. The barcode says, okay, it's related to this item. That's the cost of the item.
Yes.
And then,
Yes.
boom, it's much easier and you're out of there. Right?
Yes.
You have to bear it in mind also that the barcode, while it is not the mark of the beast, it is the system of the beast that has been implemented through these systems. It might look as if it's, and because of the, people talk about it so much, it becomes a cliche these days. And when people talk, you seem stupid to say these things these days. But it is the intention of someone else who wants you to feel that way. There are so many things, if you talk about it, now you look stupid. It's right to talk about it. But if you talk about it too much, you give credence to it, and then you look stupid talking about it. That's what I would say. So the barcodes are really designed to track things. How important are barcodes? If you look at what barcode does.
It's tracking, right? I don't have any barcode in.
But what's happening? Do you have a cell phone? Yeah. And so the closer you get, right now people are now getting these codings on themselves. They're planting the chips now in you that they can track you. Now each of these chips not only a tracking device but a tracking number. Mm-hmm. The same principle that they use to track whales, they started out with it, testing it on animals all over, claiming that they're going to be doing, this health, what you call it, they're preserving the life and humanitarian and all this, to use it to do the testing of how it is possible to track an animal all over the Pacific Ocean. How easy will it be to track a human being wherever you travel? And so we don't tie these things together, and you sound, we call it conspiracy theories, jumps to mind right away.
So, but what I think we have to look at is when these things, necessarily when it was invented, possibly it wasn't for that event, but because of unscrupulous persons. I mean, for want of a better word, they would use good technology for bad things, right? So it's just like the internet, for example. When that proliferated our society, it was generally for the practice of good and getting people together. But right now, the internet itself and the use of it, you have the dark web and all of those things. That's actually the negative side, and most of everything, well, there's opposite. You have good side and you have a bad side. So when things are created, persons use the good things to turn them into bad things as well. So we're gonna look at also the refrigeration day. I think, and that's something that in my estimation is a good thing. I remember back in the days when we went on hikes, camping, in the bushes, right? So you would take your whatever you'd be taking, meats and stuff, right? Corley may be able to relate to this one. So we get to like Clydesdale and you have your chicken, you'd actually put it under the water because up that side it's very, very cold. So you'd actually put it under the water to try and keep your produce, cool and nice. So when the refrigerator came in, now we have the refrigerator, and that is now a good product that we are using. I mean, especially here in the tropics, what would we do without ice?
Refrigeration is also used to store persons after they have passed.
Yes, why you have to be so morbid? But yes, we need the refrigeration. It does play a profound. But give us some history about that. What people used to do before, because now we are spoiled. We can't do without. Listen, if lights go away, the first thing you will worried about is our stuff in our fridge that we're going
that
to
is going to go.
lose.
Yes.
Right. So I whoever came up with this invention years ago, certainly it is one of those very, very, very beneficial inventions that make our life much better.
Yes, and in terms of refrigeration, you talk about the history of it. People in China used to cut and store ice, not from the refrigerator, because it wasn't around back in those times. Indians and Egyptians, so they used to cut ice from the mountains or the snow-capped mountains and stuff, and then they would now use to preserve their items, right? But then the modern refrigerator started with William Cullen, who observed the cooling tendency of the evaporation process in 1720.
Wow.
Right. And in 1835, Jacob Perkins, who is known as the father of the refrigerator, was granting his first patent for a vapor compression cycle, which used liquid ammonia. The title of his patent was Apparatus and Means for Producing Ice and the Cooling Fluids. Yeah, so it came about and it's popular now, and it grew leaps and bounds in the 19th century, and it is widely used by breweries. It's in the household, and our good friend went morbid. It's used in that. It's an interesting thing. What was done possibly in our society in terms of preserving the dead, because now we are using refrigeration to keep the dead. Wonder what was done back then, or was if you died then you would be buried in 2-3 days time,
buried in a short
point. Yes. But now persons are being kept on ice for a period of time, and it's possibly due to the society, because certain culture you would need to be buried within X amount of days, and in this culture you hear about autopsy needs to be performed, and because of that persons are there 30 days, months after, and they're still not buried. So there needs to be a place for the dead to be kept, and it's on refrigeration.
Wow. Refrigeration. You know what is also celebrated today? National Coconut Day.
Oh.
It's Coconut Day for me every day. I love it. It is my favorite. Coconut water is, I can say without any doubt it is my best drink that I'll have morning, noon, night. I am ready for my coconut.
Yes, coconut water it's good. I think Dr. Guest spoke about the natural use of coconut water.
Yes.
And I
yes,
saw some
yes.
time ago, I saw a gentleman who said it's on YouTube or TikTok somewhere that said for the
Yes.
last 45 years he has only drank coconut water.
Wow.
Yeah, only coconut water. He has not had any, just the natural water from the pipe or the stream. It's just strictly coconut water.
Strictly coconut. And listen, that is just, I want to go some more into the coconut day. All right, so summer starts in earnest on June 26 when National Coconut Day arrives. Coconut oil alone falls into the superfood category due to its medium chain triglycerides content and all that they seem to do. Whether supporting a weight loss product, moisturizing the skin and hair, or metabolizing into energy, coconut oil plays a significant role in our body. So right away, you start to think all the things you can do with coconut.
Coconut, yes. Yeah.
All right, and I know we have coconut oil.
Was it used as IV back in the days?
I don't know. Was it used as?
Probably I watched too much movies.
I think maybe you watched too much. But I mean, when we talk about meals, for us here in the Caribbean, we do everything coconut.
Coconut, yes.
We do greater cake. We do drops. We do
yes.
gizzardo. We have coconut in our rice and peas. We have coconut in our
Yes.
rundown. We have coconut in our toto.
Yeah, it's a part of our the culture of the islands. If persons are looking to come to the Caribbean, they're looking specifically,
Yes.
the coconut tree, and it's on the beach. There's somewhere there that the coconut tree, it's there for persons to enjoy.
But do you know, when I visited Hawaii, I noticed that a lot of the trees had no coconuts on it. And what I was told is that legally, to prevent any injury to anybody, if any coconut fall in your head, they will not be held accountable. So therefore, the trees in this town in Honolulu where I was staying, there were no.
They removed
all the coconuts were gone.
So it's almost looking like a palm tree at that time.
You look like a palm tree because they are getting rid of all the coconut. They will not be getting any lawsuit from anybody to say coconut
fell in my head.
Fell in my head,
gosh.
and I sustained injury or anything. So the trees are stripped of the coconut. And listen, the benefits. Coconut is rich in fiber, vitamin B6, iron, and minerals like magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, selenium, and zinc. The oil from coconut moisturizes our skin and also helps keep our skin clear and our hair silky too. Yeah, man, we have to. This is an ad for coconut. I love coconut.
I love coconut. I love coconut.
It was under the coconut tree.
And
on that note, it's time to get a word in from our sponsors.
Take it from me, Lasco Food Drink is the best nutrition for the whole family. It provides protein, which keeps us healthy, and calcium, great for building strong bones and teeth. Lasco Food Drink has vitamins A and C, which helps to prevent illnesses. I think that's what they call protecting the immune system. I'm never short on energy since it's fortified with iron. Nutrition never tasted so good.
Lasco Food Drink. Good, healthy, fun!
Lasco Food Drink.
It's good, healthy, fun. What Lasco products they have? I think Lasco does a coconut milk, the powdered form,
okay.
and also in the can as well. I mean, coconut has also gone through those processes as well. But you know the thing about coconut, especially if you're buying the coconut water, the shelf life is so short.
Short, yes.
You know,
Because once you take it out of the shell, you know, even your home, it's short.
yes,
Yeah, it's
I think too, if it gets any of the particles from the coconut itself in it as well, it will go quite
quickly. Yes.
So no matter where you are, try in honor of Coconut Day.
Yeah. Try to have some coconut today.
Try to. I don't have
Yeah,
to work
yeah,
too hard
yeah.
for that. You
Try
don't
to
have to
have
work.
some-
You know, you
Yeah.
don't have to work.
Give a free plug for go to the market. Go to the market. Yes.
Yeah,
Farmers market right here in
you know,
Georgetown.
do you know that we said we're going to share with the and listen, you have to stay tuned to Breakfast Hour. We have a whole thing lined up for you. We're going to be selecting a restaurant of the week, and we're
yes.
going to feature some of the menu.
Yes.
We're going to go to different places. We're going to show you what our market looks like in Cayman. We're going to go take videos, show you the market,
Yes.
show you the produce that we have here in Cayman Islands. So those of you who are listening wherever, you will get a piece of our experience that we are having here. On that note, yes,
we talk about July 1. What's
Yes.
happening with the
Fish Fest.
Fish Fest at
Yes.
the Pathfinders Fish Fest. So that's Savannah SDA Church having their Fish Fest and fundraiser on July 1. They'll be having escovitch fish, brown
Yes.
stew fish, steamed fish, curried chickpeas, dinner roast with rice and peas or gungo rice. Yes, with raw vegetables. Along with
tickets
pastas.
are here.
Tickets are right here. If you
Yeah.
want, you can give us a shout out on 345-321-6969. You can send us a message on WhatsApp as well. Yes?
Oh, delicious.
Yes. And the
escovitch.
tickets are only $15, guys. $15.
And also, they are going to be having a car wash on that same day, same property at the Savannah Seventh-day Adventist
Right.
Church.
So
So
Go on up.
keep your car dirty until Monday.
Yeah. We'll also be having for Ebenezer Adventist Youth. They invite you to their melting pot.
You know, we need to get somebody to talk about that. I'm going to speak with the producer to see if we
can get someone
get
to come.
someone to tell us more about this
the
melting
pot.
Yes,
it's
yes.
basically a cultural extravaganza, and it's going to be held on the 30th of June 2024.
That's this Sunday.
This Sunday at 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. right there at Sci-Fec Hall on Walker's Road. Bring your food, drink. Live music will be there. It's $2 per food ticket.
Who is providing the live music?
The live music will be
Who?
provided by Flashpoint Media. Yes, we'll be right there, guys. So come on out and enjoy that melting pot cultural extravaganza.
Yes.
So you can also send us your messages, because this is our community notice section.
Yes.
Send
Yes.
us whatever you'd like us to put out there in the community for you, and we'll get it on out there. So
Yes.
this is Flashpoint Media Community Service Center, Community Service Segment, right? So send us your
let
messages.
us know
and
what's
let us
happening
help you
and what
put it
you
out.
want to share. You know, the Breakfast Hour just keeps getting better
and better
and better
every day.
and better and better and better. And we want to thank our listeners and viewers for making it better and better every time. Yeah.
So as we get ready, I am thinking we should have Dr. K coming. Well, not should we? Dr. K
Yes,
is coming this morning. So as we do, we're in the hurricane season. So pay attention and listen to a few tips.
Yes.
About the hurricane season. We're gonna call that.
Did you know that June 1 is the beginning of hurricane season? Well, it is important that you make the necessary preparations. As a result, you need to put the plans in place that are essential to make sure that if anything were to happen, that you will recover quickly. June 1 to November 30 is hurricane season. Be vigilant, be on guard, be here. We're going to share with you some tips that you can employ during this season. Come with us.
First things first, let's talk about creating an emergency plan. Create an emergency plan. Discuss this emergency plan with your household or family members. Know your evacuation routes and choose a safe meeting place if you get separated. Please don't forget to include your pets in your plan.
Assemble an emergency kit. Your kit should include non-perishable food, water, medication, your important documents, batteries, a flashlight, first aid kit, and your hygiene products. Remember, pack enough supplies to last at least 3 days. It's the hurricane season.
Prepare your homes. Secure loose items outside. Board up windows. Trim trees and bushes to reduce risk of damages. Consider installing storm shutters and check the condition of your roof.
Stay informed. Keep an eye on local weather updates and alerts. Sign up for emergency notifications from your local government. A battery-powered or handheld radio can be a lifesaver if you lose power. Remember, be prepared.
Evacuation plans. Know where your evacuation zones and your hurricane shelters are. Have a plan when you're going to get to the shelter and how you're going to get to the shelter. Fill up your gas tank with gas and have a go ready with bare essentials.
As we enter the hurricane season, we have some financial preparedness tips also. There are 3 tips that I have for you. First one, check your insurance documents to make sure that it covers flood and hurricane damage. 2, secure your personal documents such as passports, insurance policies, car papers, and so on in a secure, watertight container. And 3, ensure that you get cash, because in the event that online banking or your ATMs go down, you want to make sure that you can still make those emergency purchases.
The best way to prepare is to have a plan. So, how do we plan? There are a number of ways that we can stay safe in a hurricane. The first way is to make sure, for those patients who are on a number of medications, to make sure you have your medications ready. Plan with your pharmacy and your health insurance to get those extra supplies of medication that you need to carry you through that storm. Your health insurance is very important, so make sure you have access to this and keep it in a safe place. Take a picture on your phone and store it in a cloud or on a USB port somewhere where you have this readily available in case it's necessary. For those persons who are on medications that have to be refrigerated, make sure you get them at that temperature that needs to keep the viability of those medications. If you do not have access to a generator, dry ice is an option. And if there's no dry ice, then you can keep them in an airtight container on ice. The best thing to do is to make sure that you stay safe. It is good, it's a good time now to get knowledge of first aid and also CPR, because this may become very, very useful in a hurricane. In any case, be prepared and stay safe.
Safety during the storm. Stay indoors and away from windows. Find a safe room or an interior space without windows. Keep your emergency kit with you and avoid using electrical appliances during the storm.
Preparation is the key to staying safe during the hurricane season. Remember, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. Share these tips with your friends and family, and let's all stay safe this hurricane season. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more safety tips. See you next time.
And brought to you by Flashpoint Media.
Yes. You know, we learn about safety during the storm. And although we know the peace speaker based on our devotional this morning,
Yes.
we need to also be prepared for the storm. Preparation
yes.
is the key. You heard it from the Flashpoint team. You heard from everybody. You know, we spoke about the emergency kit. We talk about checking your room. Dr. K spoke about making sure your health is all. You know, Richard spoke about the finance, and Connie spoke about what you have to do when you're inside. And Edgar and Coralie, yes, we shared with you.
Yes, hurricane.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous thing. Yes,
it is.
Very
it
dangerous
is.
thing. It's not just a phenomenon. It's there.
It's there. It's real. And so Dr. K is joining us online. I mean, she has been sharing such important information, and I say how much we appreciate her every time she shares. It causes me to want to think, and she goes in such depth. I hope that we have certainly been practicing, you know, what she has been sharing with us. Good morning, Dr. K, and welcome to the Breakfast Hour.
Good morning, Lady Elise. How are you this morning?
I am fine, thank you. Joining me this morning is Sir Marlon as well.
Good morning, Dr. K.
Good morning, Marlon. How are you today?
I'm well. And how are you?
I'm doing good.
Sounds like you're smiling.
I'm always smiling.
All right. What I was gonna say disturbing information you're gonna share with the men this morning.
Okay, so I am going to be sharing not so much a disturbing medication, and even though I am focusing on the men this morning, this is a topic that basically applies to people on a whole.
Yes.
And that is the topic of hypertension.
Wow.
And the reason I will talk about men is because men are the ones who do not go to the doctor. Men are the ones who are afraid for you to tell them that something is wrong. And so I don't know what relationship or what we've done to them, but they're afraid of us in the sense that a man will more likely take his wife to the doctor and he stays home. So we're talking about hypertension. And why is hypertension so important? Okay, let me use hypertension or high blood pressure. That's about the same thing. So why is high blood pressure so important? Do you realize that you can have high blood pressure and have no symptoms at all?
Wow.
No.
And that's why we call it the silent killer. Because sometimes when you know that you have it is when you have issues like a heart attack or a stroke or something happening to you that is catastrophic, and then you go to the doctor, the emergency room, or to your doctor, and you realize your blood pressure is gone through the roof. So this is the problem with high blood pressure. We call it a silent killer because you can have it going on for years without any symptoms. And it's slowly damaging your blood vessels, causing damage to your body. And as a result of that, sometimes when you find it out is when the damage has been done. So what is normal blood pressure? Normal blood pressure is usually like about 120/70, but any reading that's below 140/90 is acceptable. Okay? So your normal average blood pressure is about 120/70, 180/30, but any number below 140/90 is acceptable. Okay?
Okay.
So you do not want it. Anytime you hit 140/90, you have high blood pressure.
So it's
No,
any
Go
of
ahead.
those numbers, correct?
Any one of those numbers.
Okay.
Consistently. It's not usually on one reading because you could have not slept last night. You could have been going through a stressful period. You could have eaten a high salt diet. You could have done a number of things that would have pushed your blood pressure up a little bit. But consistently getting that reading will diagnose you with high blood pressure. Okay?
Okay, great.
Remember, there are other causes of high blood pressure too. So, and I'll go through that in a little while. So not every time we have two types of blood pressure. We have primary, which is essential hypertension. That's the one that you get because your family members have high blood pressure because you're black. And then the other one is additional causes of high blood pressure. So what gives the number? So the top number is basically, we call that your systolic blood pressure, and that measures the pressure in your artery, because in your blood vessel, when your heart beats or when your heart is contracting. And the number at the bottom, we call that your diastolic blood pressure, and it measures the pressure in your artery when your heart is relaxing. So when you have lub, dub, in between that, your heart is not contracting anymore, then that's measuring the blood pressure. So one when the heart is contracting and one when the heart is relaxing, because in order for you to contract, you have to contract, relax, contract again, relax, to get the blood flowing out of your body. So that's how we get the two numbers.
Okay.
The systolic number, which is at the top, and the diastolic, which is at the bottom. So we said that you can have blood pressure, high blood pressure, and don't know. So what should you do? And that is why even getting your blood pressure checked once in a while is important. If you take your child to the doctor, even as children, the blood pressure is checked. So when you're 18 and older and going to your doctor to get your regular annual visit, that is a part of your visit. You might not be going every year, but even if you go every 2 years, you need to get your blood pressure checked, and your doctor will get your blood pressure checked. But in between, there are pharmacies, there are lots of places, there are health clinics. You can just walk in and get your blood pressure checked. Nothing is wrong. It's a simple test that will not even last 5 minutes. Just go in, get your blood pressure checked.
So we say men are afraid of going to the doctor, right? So
I wanted you to ask, because when Dr. K started, she said, I don't know why they are afraid of us. And I meant to say to her, maybe we need to ask the men that are around here. What is it? What is the
I
problem?
go to the doctors whenever I'm sick, and sometimes just for my regular checkups. Yeah, and when you were even speaking about the not the colon, the cancer for the prostate, I have had mine done, so I have gotten to the age, so I had to do it.
So you're not scared?
No, I'm not scared.
You weren't. Your blood pressure never went up when you had to go to the doctor.
But we stick. No, it didn't. But for us men, just tell us what does this test for blood pressure consist of? to see if we can alleviate the fear of the men going to get the blood pressure check. What does it entail?
Marlon, I'm proud of you because you are taking your health in your hands, and that's awesome.
Yes.
Because as I said to you, prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
We always say that. So I don't think it's just getting the blood pressure checked. I think for men it's just going to the doctor. It's a phobia. It's going to the doctor. The doctor is going to check on me. They're going to find things, and generally people do that, but men tend to have more fear. They're going to be, I think it's probably the whole fear of checking their prostate, put the fear of God in them that they don't want to go for check anything.
I wish if I was okay. Go ahead.
So I'm just thinking because I cannot understand why, you say to them, and they're just stoic, they're just men. It's just the fact that they're men, testosterone and all. A man is so stoic. You will say, but it's true. I mean, you have the exception. I mean, you have the men who will go to your doctor and who will check up all the time and make sure everything is right. But that's not the norm. That is not the norm. Yes. And that's why the education is important. You don't have to go every time you sneeze or I need to go to the doctor. Women do that, right?
What? As they sneeze, they come to the doctor.
It is, and women are more likely to seek medical attention. They're stressed. That's true. I remember a lady came to the hospital once, and she said she had chest pain. She was relatively young, and the nurse looked at her and wasn't sure. There's something about what she was saying that didn't add up. And the nurse said to her, "Are you having chest pain? If you're having chest pain and you tell the doctor that you're having chest pain, the doctor is going to do a bunch of tests. We're going to do a lot of tests on you, and the cost for all those tests is going to be a lot. So tell me the truth. What is happening to you?" And she said, "Oh, I'm having problems with my husband." And that's why she came to the hospital in the night. But then initially she wouldn't have told the nurse. She probably would have told the doctor, but she wouldn't have told the nurse. I'm just saying they're having stresses. A man who is having a problem with his woman, what is he going to do? If he's Adventist, exactly. If he's not a Christian, he's going to go to the bar and he's going to drink and drink and drink and drink and drink and trying to drown his sorrows, which is going to worsen his high blood pressure if he has high blood pressure. So that's just what it is. But we want to talk about high blood pressure this morning, and not because it's just it's a topic to talk about, because it is, but in Black people in the Caribbean, we are plagued with this issue. High blood pressure is common, or more common in Black people, and is even more common in the Caribbean. And they've done a number of studies to try to figure out why they even call them the salty Caribbean people, because they think they have a higher consumption of salt. But there's so many other factors that lead to high blood pressure in the Caribbean. And I think a big part of it is genetics. A big part of it is genetics. And I can tell you, in my family, there's a big hypertensive, especially on my paternal relatives. My grandparents, and it seems like all his sons, and mostly the men, have high blood pressure. It's controlled, but the first, second, and third generation all have high blood pressure. So
you say it's very common in us as Caribbean men. The hypertension is very common.
Yes, common in Black people, but more in the Black people in the Caribbean.
So earlier you spoke about it being the silent killer. And this meaning you explained that there are normally no symptoms that comes until long after, or when it's too late when you realize. But
Sometimes,
sometimes? What are some of the symptoms that or signs that we can look for when we are for hypertension?
Okay, so basically, the symptoms that we can look for with high blood pressure is that people sometimes get a headache.
Okay, headache.
Right? Sometimes they get dizziness. They can get chest pain, which we don't want them to have. They can become having a little, sometimes confusion, blurred vision, nosebleeds, buzzing in their ears. They can get their heart, you can feel your heart beating abnormally, or you can feel the pulsation in your heart. Okay?
So when we get to that, if we get to
difficulty breathing. When you get to those symptoms, then horse has gone through the gate.
It's
really
too late
bad.
at that point in time. So it is important for
It's
us.
not that it's too late, but if you go, we can fix that.
That can-
Because usually something sinister is happening to you. But the most common finding in high blood pressure is probably headaches.
It's probably headaches. Okay, so if we're having
And feeling funny in the head. So they will tell you, I'm having a headache, or my head doesn't feel good.
Okay.
My head doesn't feel good. And as a result of that, you check the blood pressure, you realize the blood pressure is elevated. So what does high blood pressure do to you? I'm going to explain to you. So you have your artery, and I wish I had a diagram, or you could see this right now. But you have your artery, and think about a hose, that you have a hose, right?
Okay.
Like your artery in the form of, say, a straw. Think about a straw. Water going through the straw. Think about the size of a straw. And you're actually increasing the pressure in that closed space.
Yes.
What you're doing is damaging the inside. So every time the blood pressure increases, you're actually causing small damages to the inside of the straw.
Oh.
Okay?
Got you.
Whenever you damage any vessel, what happens is that it's like a reaction happening where your body is going to automatically, just like if you get a cut. When you get a cut, what happens? You have white blood cells come in and you form a scab, correct?
Correct, yes.
Inside the blood vessels is almost the same thing. So you're going to have a reaction taking place where your body is going to say, oh yeah, there's a damage there, so let me try to
fix it and try to repair it.
Put a band-aid on that.
Yes.
But what they're doing is depositing cells, plaques, which will eventually cause plaques. So you're depositing white blood cells, they're depositing fat cells and other cells, platelets, and all of those things. That's going to cause the area to be sealed off. But in doing that, you're creating a kind of a lump. So eventually, like when you have a scab on the outside, you're going to have like a scab in the blood vessel. So that's what we call the plaque.
The plaque. Okay.
Think about that on either side or going down in the blood vessel. What you're doing now is compromising that smooth wall, and you're actually having buildup of that plaque inside the vessels, so your blood flow is not going to be as good.
Gotcha.
Once you compromise the blood vessel, once your blood flow now, so instead of having that bigger space, now you have a little bit of space with all these little things on the side, all these scabs being on the side, which we call plaques. And so the blood flow through the vessel now becomes decreased. If you decrease your blood flow to organs, you are going to have problems. So if you decrease your blood flow to your heart, because remember, blood flow goes to every organ. If you decrease your blood flow to your heart, we're going to get something called angina first, which is going to be pain, and eventually we can get a heart attack. Correct?
Okay.
If you decrease blood flow to your brain, what you're going to get, you can get a stroke because there's decreased blood flow to your brain. You can get something called vascular dementia.
Vascular
So
dementia.
there's a form of dementia that we call Alzheimer's, whatever you call it. We call it vascular dementia, and that is because you are getting decreased blood flow to the brain, so your brain is not functioning, and so it has lost some of its brain cells, and so you get something we call dementia later in life, and that's important. So we talk about the heart, we talk about the brain, we talk about the kidneys. And this is a very important thing.
Yes.
Once you decrease blood flow to your kidneys, what is going to happen? You're going to damage your kidneys.
Urinary tract. No, yes. Damaged kidneys.
No, not urinary tract. Those big kidney shaped, two kidney shaped things that you have.
Yes.
You damage your kidneys, and what happens over time when you damage your kidneys? You end up with stage 5 disease. And as a result of that, you end up with dialysis.
Okay. So it's important for us to really get this health check when it comes to, health check
we're
in
not
general.
finished yet. So we talked about heart, we talked about brain, we talked about kidneys. We haven't talked about your eyes. High blood pressure damage your eyes. It causes rupture of those blood vessels in your eyes and can lead to blindness.
Wow.
The other thing we haven't talked about your vessels. There's a large vessel in your body called your aorta. High blood pressure can lead to damage to the aorta, and as a result of that, it's like, for example, let me see what it is now. Think about having, I don't know if anybody eats bacon, but think about having bacon. You know, before the bacon is cooked, right? It is nice and pliable. You can spin it around, you can twist it around, you can pull it and it won't break. But think about when you cook it.
Yes.
Or when you cook it now, what happens? And depends on how much you cook it.
Yes.
Once you hold it, it breaks.
It breaks.
Correct?
Yes.
The blood vessel is like that. When you're hitting it all the time with this high blood pressure, you're damaging the walls. So you're basically putting tears in the wall. So instead of the wall being nice and pliable and soft and move around, it becomes brittle.
Yes.
So with continued blood pressure continuing on for a while, you can actually have rupture of these blood vessels. And men are more risk for aneurysm than women. Because I always tell you that premenopausal women have more protective mechanism. The estrogen and progesterone protects a woman in the premenopausal stage as compared to men. So when they reach menopause, they're basically at the same level of risk as a man. But in the early stages, because of women being women, they're a little bit more protected than men. Okay. So men are at risk for aortic dissection. So we talk about that. So yeah, other things that men have. They have a genital organ which is dependent on blood flow.
Yes.
So if you're decreasing the blood flow to your body, you're going to be decreasing the blood flow to your organ. And as a result of that, you get erectile dysfunction.
Okay. Wow.
So it's important to control your blood pressure because in almost every organ of the body is dependent on blood flow. If you have decreased blood flow to your heart, you get a heart attack. Decreased blood flow to your brain, you get a stroke. And you can get dementia later on in life. Decreased blood flow to your kidneys can fail. You end up with dialysis until you get a kidney, whether it's from a dead donor or it's from a friend or somebody that you can get it from. Then you will be having to go dialysis and getting an external source to get rid of all the waste from your body. It can damage your eyes. You can lead to blindness. You're losing your mobility. You're losing your independence when you are unable to see. It can lead to damage to your aorta, which can lead to sudden death if not found early enough. and you can lead to erectile dysfunction.
Dysfunction.
So it's important for a man. Go ahead.
So how do we? Is there treatment available for?
There are lots of yes. There's a plethora of treatment available. But before we even go to treatment,
Yes. How
do we manage our blood pressure?
Right.
Lifestyle changes.
Right, and prevent from us getting to that stage of damaging and blood flow reduction.
Yeah, but we don't. But we
we?
don't want the damage to happen. Go ahead.
Right,
I'm
so
not hearing you well.
Right, so we don't want the damage to happen. So what do we need to do to help to prevent us getting to that stage where damage to the vessels and we are in the high blood pressure stage or we're not managing? So what are some of the things that we can do to help to prevent hypertension?
Okay, so great. I'm happy you asked that question. So lifestyle changes are the hallmark for preventing and controlling and lowering your blood pressure.
Preventing,
what are lifestyle
controlling,
changes?
and lowering.
So the first one is your diet. And if you have listened to me all month, you'd realize that I have everything comes back to the same thing, your diet. Eating your fruits, your vegetable, trying to eat as healthy as possible, including a low salt diet, which said be active, exercise, don't sit on that. A lot of people have sedentary jobs. Get up, walk from time to time. Do not sit there for the 8 hours that you're at work. Move around, get up. When you go home, take a walk, exercise, 30 minutes, do a walk. You might not want to go to the gym, but walk around your neighborhood. And if you don't have a neighborhood to walk in, YouTube has a lot of different, you have walk videos that will walk you for 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 5 miles. Get active, get exercise. Do not sit there. Believe me, moving is important. It's very important in all aspects of our lives. Exercise gives you lots of endorphins, condition your body, and helps you to be a lot more healthier and will ward off a lot of these diseases.
And it's consistency, because it's not just
not today and then next month.
And jump
Every
up and
day.
we go running and do a 5K or a 10K and that's it. It's a consistent thing that we need to do in terms of controlling.
Right. So you can say, okay, so I'm going to be exercising Monday to Friday, and Sabbath and Sundays will be my rest day. You can decide that because you're actually working out. So you're working out, whether you're going to do it in the evenings or in the mornings, you're going to be working out. But so get moderate exercise, and it's just for everybody. And I'm telling you, weights, not just cardio, weight training is very important. Do you know why? And it's not important when you're 18 or 20 or 30 or even 40.
It's when you get
older. When you get older, you want to have good bone mass so you do not become osteoporotic.
I need to get some weights and
Dr. K, I'm going to tell you what's happening here. You know, Marlon is not only taking notes, he's taking notes. He's starting his exercise program as we speak. He's doing some weights.
Yeah, I need to get some weights and bring in. I need to.
He's doing that. So your messages or what you're sharing is not going void. It is making an impact right here in the studio. I've already seen things happening, but the other thing I find that men are scared of, Doc, they are scared of the idea of the medication, and you explore that as well, what the medication can do to them.
So let me talk about that, and that's something that I was about to talk about. So historically, men, we normally use a drug we call beta blockers. That's your atenolol, your proprolol, your atenolol, your I'm sorry, atenolol, your metoprolol, your propranolol, all of those lols. Those are timolol, all of those are your beta blockers. Now, we use the beta blockers because what they do is they block the beta cells in the blood vessels and cause your blood vessels to dilate, and as a result of that, it decreases your blood pressure. And the truth is that it has the effect on the man with his organ too. So it can lead to decreased blood flow to his important organ and can enhance erectile dysfunction. But this is 2024, man. Come on. There's a
Yes.
plethora of blood pressure medications that work in many different ways that will not cause that problem. And even if you're taking a blood pressure and you realize a blood pressure medication and you're realizing that when you wake up in the morning, you're not getting that strength that you would normally have a conversation. Say to your doctor, I'm taking this medication and I am not feeling as strong when I wake up in the morning.
Yes.
Your doctor will work with you and give you something else. And I know this is important. I remember this gentleman was involved in a motor vehicle accident many, many years ago. And he broke a lot of stuff, young guy, many things in his body. And the morning after we took him to the OR and he woke up, I think I was rotating through orthopedics. And the first thing the man did, he never asked us when we were on the round, he didn't ask the doctor how the surgery went. He said, "What did you do? What did you do? I didn't feel it this morning. What did you do? What did you do to me?" Not how did my surgery go, but his thing did not stand up as it would normally do in the mornings, and that was the most important thing to him because he did not feel the effect of it when he woke up in the morning.
He's misguided, man.
So, say that again.
I would just say that he is misguided. He's just so misguided.
Well, men, especially young men, that it doesn't matter what else happens as long as that works. It's important. There's a little thing that I saw with this Jamaican. It's like a cartoon thing that somebody had sent to me on WhatsApp. And it was about a black man. It was in Jamaica, of course.
Yes.
And it was about a doctor having a conversation. And I probably should have sent it to you for you to show it really and truly right here. It was a doctor having a conversation with his patient, who is a young guy. And he said to him, "I'm sorry, sir, I have bad news for you. Your blood pressure is elevated, your blood sugar is elevated, and this is not good for you. You need to exercise, you need to eat vegetable, you need to make sure you change your lifestyle." And he said, "Doc, oh please, that's not going to happen. That will never happen." So the doctor said, "Well, if you don't do what I tell you to do, you're going to have blood pressure. You're going to have high blood pressure and you're going to have heart attack and stroke." He said, "Yeah, the good will die someday. These things happen. Everybody is going to die." And he said, "Well, I'm serious, And the man said, "Well, doc, guess what? It's okay. Things will happen." So the doctor started hitting him where he knows it will hurt. He said, "Okay, your thing is going to stop work. And all the girls are going to walk after you and laugh at you, and you won't be able to get a girl." And him started to cry and said, "Doctor, what you telling me? What you telling me?" The next thing you know, he see him eating his cabbage. and when he went home eating his cabbage, you saw just a video of him eating his cabbage or his lettuce and then pushing his weights. Just because his doctor told him, "Okay, all right, fine, you're going to die, but the other thing of you won't work."
Won't work.
Wow.
So the thing for us to do really is really to move. Preventing high blood pressure is exercise. Remember that there are a number of risk factors for high blood pressure. What causes high blood pressure? As I said before, it could be because you are having a genetic problem.
Problem.
Okay? So that means that your father, your grandfather, your siblings have high blood pressure. So you basically inherit
Inherit
this.
okay.
Another risk factor is as you get older, you're more likely to get high blood pressure. Being black, and I can say some things that just happen with these things that just being black. What else did I say last week? Being black, prostate cancer, just being black alone is a risk factor. High blood pressure, being black alone is a risk factor. Okay? And worst of all, being in the Caribbean, not getting enough exercise, obesity, being overweight or obese, smoking, drinking are all risk factors of high blood pressure. These predispose you to getting high blood pressure.
So it's important for us to exercise and eat right.
I tell you, and sleep.
And sleep.
And control your stress. And control your stress. Same thing I've been telling these are the same factors that we preach about every week. We talk about your diet, your exercise, your stress level, your rest. What you don't understand is people who have high blood pressure will tell you when they exercise. I have somebody who I monitor and he has high blood pressure and it can go very high. But when he exercises, his blood pressure will go down to like 120 over 70.
Okay.
Just by exercising. Just by exercising. Can you imagine with the diet and the rest? What you don't understand is a lot of people who ended up with significant adverse effect like a stroke or a heart attack. They have high blood pressure, but they're going through a severe, stressful period in their life. And as a result of that, the blood pressure goes too high and damage their organs. So yes, having a stressful period and stress is not all that bad as we say, but it's your reaction to the stress. It affects your body.
Right.
We all go through a stressful period in everything. We go through financial stress. We go through stress when it comes on to our friends. We go through stress when it comes on to our jobs.
Not forgiving.
We go through stress, life stress. We go through stress in our families. But it's how we handle the stress.
Yes.
I always say that we have a God we can take the stress to and leave it in Him. With Him, stress is not gone, but we handle it a different way. And so that's important. And our rest, you cannot overemphasize the fact that when we sleep, we are actually repairing our organs. So we need to get enough rest.
Okay, Dr. K, it has been wonderful. It has been more than a mouthful of information this morning. And as Lady Elise said, I've been taking notes, and it's very good information for Men's Month. And what you have been sharing has been very, very, very valuable. And I hope our listeners are taking it in. Whether it be a man or a woman, a lady can help to explain these things and encourage the men to go to the doctor to get their checkups, especially when we are talking about hypertension and the damage that this disease, silent killer, can do and cause a lot of damage to the men. So Dr. K?
Yes, Dr. K, we are so thankful this morning. The men have been well informed, and so have I, because sometimes we like to ignore what's happening to us, and you mentioned that high blood pressure is a silent killer, and if we can use the knowledge that we have to take care of our bodies. Sometimes there's nothing that we did to cause a high blood pressure. You mentioned the genetic factor. You might think that you are doing all the right things. You're walking, you're exercising, you're at the ideal weight, you're resting well, and therefore you believe that nothing will happen to you. But you did say that there is a genetic composition to this high blood pressure. So all of us need to be on alert and take care of our health. Thank you so much for a wonderful Men's Month comprehensive presentation, Dr. K. We really do appreciate your time and your energy dedicated to Flashpoint.
Flashpoint resident doctor.
Yes, I believe the men in Flashpoint are the healthiest anywhere in the world. Thank you, Dr. K.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm happy that I'm able to share all this information with our men and with our audience.
Yes. So what are we expecting next week?
Oh, next week, who? I'm trying to figure out what is July. What is July celebrated as? You know, June was Men's Month.
Yeah.
What is July, Miss Elise?
I know.
You know.
I need to get my thumb on the pulse. I need to check what's happening all over. But I know whatever you present will be necessary
very
and
informative.
relevant for us, regardless of whatever time of the year or month it is. I'm sure it's going to be awesome, and we're looking forward to hearing more from you.
Yes, and I will tell you before the program, probably by tomorrow. I have a number of topics, but I mean, I'm trying to put them in the right place. I don't know what we should be talking about next month, but I'll tell you what I'll be talking about next week and for the next few weeks after that.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. K.
Thank you, Dr. K. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Take care.
Okay.
And Marlon will take us out of here with a song.
Ah.
Na, 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 na. Take care of your health. Check your blood pressure.
You're going to do some rapping, yeah?
Yes.
Dubbing here.
Blood pressure is a silent killer, but we can,
A cappella style. Keep going, Ellie. You have it. Yeah, that was a lot of information from Dr. K, and it's very helpful information.
Yes.
And when she talk about stress, I remember going through when we were doing the research for the program this morning, I remember seeing something about joy. It's the day of joy, but we just didn't get to dive into it. But even just be joyful today. Just be joyful and ensure that you shed the stress, because high blood pressure, hypertension, it's the silent killer, and we don't want that. And as we speak about the silent killer, let us transition to a message from our sponsor.
Asai Ultrasound, who is
Asai-
the sponsor of this segment
segment
of the Breakfast Hour.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Yes, and on that note, we have an announcement here. We are deeply saddened to announce the passing of Blanca Lucilla Allen, who was born on February 23rd, 1932, and peacefully departed this life on June 19th, 2024. Blanca is survived by her beloved 97-year-old husband, George, her loving and devoted daughter and son-in-law, Coral and Loxley Gold, her 3 precious grandchildren, Jarrett, Ciara, and Bianca, and daughter-in-law Christina Annan and son-in-law Chris Wayne Swaby. 5 great-grandchildren, Madison, Zoe, Meshach, Knowledge, and Chosen. 3 sisters, Saigi, Joel, and Venona. Nieces, nephews, and a host of relatives and friends. Her presence in our lives brought immense joy, love, wisdom, and she will be greatly missed by all who were blessed to know her. A funeral service to honor and celebrate Blanca's life will be held at the Georgetown Seventh-day Adventist Church on Sunday, June 30th, 2024 at 1 p.m. Viewing will be at 12. Interment will follow at the East End Cemetery. The family appreciates your prayers and support during this difficult time of loss. In lieu of flowers, donations may be made to Blanca's memory to the Jasmine Palliative and Hospice Care. There you have it.
Yes.
On a sad note.
Very sad note. Aye.
Death is never welcomed. At this
I can
time,
just imagine the family is going through at this time.
yes, it's what 96 years.
Yes. She would
And
have
her
lived.
husband
He's
is
97.
97.
She has had a long life. Yes.
Yes, that is indeed
Yes,
a
a
blessing.
blessing.
So we extend condolences from the Flashpoint family, to the Sister Gold and brothers.
Brother Gold.
Yes, as they grieve
due to this trying time at the moment. Yes, serene.
Yes,
serene time.
yes. I'm also going to share with you the tropical outlook.
Okay.
Yes, after this break.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
And now we'll have our tropical weather outlook.
Yes.
Courtesy of the National Hurricane Center.
I think everybody at this time in the Caribbean should be well peeved and looking out to see what's happening when it comes to the weather in the region, because this is one of the most dangerous times in terms of the weather phenomenon here in the region.
Yeah. So the outlook as of 8 a.m. today for the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico. The Western Caribbean, Southwestern Gulf of Mexico, a tropical wave over the Central Caribbean Sea is producing disorganized shower activity while it moves quickly westward at around 25 miles per hour. Environmental conditions could become more conducive for some gradual development in a couple of days over the Western Caribbean Sea or over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico during the weekend. In the eastern tropical Atlantic, a tropical wave located a few hundred miles southwest of Cabo Verde Islands is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Some slow development of the system is possible during the next several days while it moves generally westward across the central and western tropical Atlantic at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Formation chance through 48 hours is low, near 0%, and through the next 7 days it could be a 30% chance of development. Of course, we are keeping our eyes peeled.
Currently, there are not any threat to us here in the Cayman Islands and Jamaica, right around the region. No threat at the moment. So,
we
still keep your eyes peeled and watch what's happening in the region,
Yes.
and stay tuned to Flashpoint Media. Remember, we have our tips, our hurricane tips that we share. So be prepared.
Yeah.
While we may not be the only ones sharing these tips, but take a look and see what's happening and the advice we are giving when it comes to hurricane preparedness.
Yes.
Hi friends, did you know that June 1 is the beginning of hurricane season? Well, it is important that you make the necessary preparations. As a result, you need to put the plans in place that are essential to make sure that if anything were to happen, that you will recover quickly. June 1 to November 30 is hurricane season. Be vigilant, be on guard, be here. We're going to share with you some tips that you can employ during this season. Come with us.
First things first, let's talk about creating an emergency plan. Create an emergency plan. Discuss this emergency plan with your household or family members. Know your evacuation routes and choose a safe meeting place if you get separated. Please don't forget to include your pets in your plan.
Assemble an emergency kit. Your kit should include non-perishable food, water, medication, your important documents, batteries, a flashlight, first aid kit, and your hygiene products. Remember, pack enough supplies to last at least 3 days. It's the hurricane season.
Prepare your homes. Secure loose items outside. Board up windows. Trim trees and bushes to reduce risk of damages. Consider installing storm shutters and check the condition of your roof.
Stay informed. Keep an eye on local weather updates and alerts. Sign up for emergency notifications from your local government. A battery-powered or handheld radio can be a lifesaver if you lose power. Remember, be prepared.
Evacuation plans. Know where your evacuation zones and your hurricane shelters are. Have a plan when you're going to get to the shelter and how you're going to get to the shelter. Fill up your gas tank with gas and have a go bag ready with bare essentials.
As we enter the hurricane season, we have some financial preparedness tips also. There are 3 tips that I have for you. First one, check your insurance documents to make sure that it covers flood and hurricane damage. 2, Secure your personal documents such as passports, insurance policies, car papers, and so on in a secure, watertight container. And 3, ensure that you get cash, because in the event that online banking or your ATMs go down, you want to make sure that you can still make those emergency purchases.
The best way to prepare is to have a plan. So, how do we plan? There are a number of ways that we can stay safe in a hurricane. The first way is to make sure, for those patients who are on a number of medications, to make sure you have your medications ready. Plan with your pharmacy and your health insurance to get those extra supplies of medication that you need to carry you through that storm. Your health insurance is very important, so make sure you have access to this and keep it in a safe place. Take a picture on your phone and store it in a cloud or on a USB port somewhere where you have this readily available in case it's necessary. For those persons who are on medications that have to be refrigerated, make sure you get them at that temperature that needs to keep the viability of those medications. If you do not have access to a generator, dry ice is an option. And if there's no dry ice, then you can keep them in an airtight container on ice. The best thing to do is to make sure that you stay safe. It is good, it's a good time now to get knowledge of first aid and also CPR, because this may become very, very useful in a hurricane. In any case, be prepared and stay safe.
Safety during the storm. Stay indoors and away from windows. Find a safe room or an interior space without windows. Keep your emergency kit with you and avoid using electrical appliances during the storm.
Preparation is the key to staying safe during the hurricane season. Remember, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. Share these tips with your friends and family, and let's all stay safe this hurricane season.
If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more safety tips. See you next time.
And brought to you by Flashpoint Media.
Yes, Flashpoint Media giving it all to you about the hurricane tips. But wow, look at the time. It's that time. We're at the top of the hour of 8:30. We're in the middle of 8:30 right there.
Yeah, I am smiling, but inside I'm sad to go.
Oh.
So don't watch this position.
We had so much fun this morning. Where did the time go? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yes.
But don't forget to join us again tomorrow morning. Yes. And we're going to be having Dr. Guest should be joining us tomorrow morning.
Yes,
and we're going to be having a lively discussion. And we'll come back again and tell you what the day is all about, what the weather is like, and hopefully we can get some other things. We can get our riddle in and all of those things. Yeah, but tomorrow is another day, so we wanted to don't forget to join us.
Ben Johnson Day. You know about Ben Johnson?
Have
you heard?
The runner, the athlete.
Your young youth. That's a youth is wasted on the young, but I don't think it's wasted on you. I want to say thank each and every viewer, whether you're tuned in on Facebook, if you're watching on Flashpoint Media channel or on Flashpoint TV, or you're listening from our website. flashpointmedia.ky. Wherever you are, we are happy that you have chosen to join us. We have certainly been blessed. I hope you will go ahead and have your blood pressure checked.
Yes,
and
we want to say thank you to the resident doctor, Dr. K.
Yeah, without fail.
She's always here to give us the willing to share.
Yes.
Yeah, Dr. K. Big up. Big up.
Big up, Dr. K.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you have a good day today, guys, and I'll see you again. And remember, stay connected. Tonight, it's going to be self-talk.
Self-talk.
Self-talk with Dr.
Levine. Right
Yes.
here on Flashpoint Media.
Yeah. So stay connected, and we will keep you informed 24/7. We are right
here. Flashpoint Media. All the way.
First thing in the morning, I give thanks for another day. I smile, though I don't have no money. I won't let that faze me, 'cause I'm so grateful for life and another chance. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life. Gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah. Gonna live like there's no tomorrow. Hey, 'cause today is all I have. Ha. Work hard every day for me and my family. It's rough, but I gotta make it. Right now, can't hesitate. My time will come, and I'll be a better man. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life. Gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah. Gonna live like there's no tomorrow. Woo! 'Cause today is all I have. I'm gonna live today. Come on. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life. Gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah. Gonna live like there's no tomorrow. I'm gonna live 'cause today is all I have.
Hey, I am Brother West.